Hey, so do you feel like you matter? Just like for being yourself. That's without trying to change some aspect of how you look, or save another sea turtle, or finish another work project, or find out how that person feels about you. Just for being yourself. Do you feel like you matter? So the reason I'm bringing this up is because the most fundamental need we have as human beings is to matter, to feel seen and heard, to belong, or to feel safe. And so, because that is our most fundamental need, the biggest piece of learned distress we all have is the feeling that we don't matter just for being ourselves. So, learned distress is the way that complex trauma or childhood trauma is stored inside of us. And because this is the biggest piece of learned distress we have, then the biggest goal of the survival mechanism that our brain came up with early in life to manage learned distress and help us fit well in our families, the biggest goal of that survival mechanism is to find a way to make us matter. So maybe you're thinking of some things like being perfect, or winning at everything, or being a high achiever, something in that realm. That's one realm of survival mechanism. Another realm is really focused on other people, like getting them to like us, getting their approval, fitting in with them, being what they want us to be. So now we're kind of getting into trauma responses, right? Because if you resonate with that second category, your primary trauma response probably is to fawn, right? Fawning. And so maybe though you hear mattering and belonging, and like some of my clients have said, I cannot relate to that at all. I don't even think that's possible. I'm just trying to stay safe. And so if that's the primary mechanism of your survival mechanism, then probably your trauma response is either to fight or to flee. So if you fight, you make yourself big and tough and make sure that no one is ever going to harm you again. Or maybe your way of staying safe is the flee or flight response, where you try to stay really small and quiet and hide, or flee in order to keep yourself safe. And yet another way that a lot of people survive in childhood is to have something always going wrong and to tell someone about it to prove nothing works for them. And so I see a lot of people with that survival mechanism also. So regardless of which one of these you have, or if it's something else for you, maybe you've noticed that over time you're having to work harder and harder to get that to work. And maybe you're feeling like no matter how hard I work at trying to make myself matter or keep myself safe, I'm not feeling that way. I don't feel like I matter. I don't feel safe. Well, that is because learned distress rises in intensity over time, and it overcomes our survival mechanism at some point. And it is just miserable to get to that breaking point. I remember it very well when it happened for me. And so the only good thing I'll say here is that when you hit some level of breaking point with your survival mechanism, that is when your brain will allow you to peel off layers of your learned distress and your survival mechanism. And that's very cool, because then your core well-being can expand to take up that space, and your core well-being will say to you, you do matter just for being yourself. You are really truly safe, and you feel that deep in your bones. I wish I could describe it to you better than that, but every time a client hits that spot, they say, oh, that's what you were talking about. Yeah, now I feel it. Now I understand what it means to really know within myself that I matter, to know within myself that I belong or that I'm safe. And from that comes so much more good things get easier because you don't have to work so hard to be proving yourself to be perfect, to get other people's approval. Things get easier. And another thing that happens is that whatever it is that you've been trying to do to take good care of yourself, maybe you say, I'm going to take a walk 5 days a week this year. I'm going to do it. Or I'm going to eat better. Or I'm going to actually take the weekend off once in a while, but you haven't been able to do it. That starts to become easier because when you feel fundamentally that you matter, then your entire being is just oriented towards taking good care of you. So I hope that this has helped you maybe connect some dots about what's been going on for you, especially if things have been feeling worse, and help you see that there is really a better way and a better feeling that could be how you experience yourself and your life. So I'm so glad that you joined me today. And let me show you this beautiful creek back here. I just love this spot. So I had to show it to you. I'll probably take a longer video of it by itself. But thanks so much for joining me today. And I will see you again next time out here in nature. And I hope you have a great day. Take care.